I'm hoping, mate. We're all
We're rolling.
We're rolling. Oh, right, mate. Firstly,
Yeah.
good to see you.
Always good to see you.
It's been a little while. Thank you for the coffee.
No
Appreciate
problem.
that. Talk to me about new collection,
Yeah.
inspiration behind it, that sort of stuff. Talk me through it.
Yeah. So obviously, like you say, we've had a bit of a rebrand or a new collection drop. I say rebrand. It's a bit of a refocus. I think we've been through a few changes the last few years, which meant we haven't been able to produce as much product to the market as possibly we had done before. And we had to change and kind of pivot a little bit. So the new collection, really, I've been testing for around about 18 months. Suppliers, fabrics, all this kind of stuff. And the legacy collection really is a bit of a refocus and a small capsule to really like set a platform for where we're going to head, in the next 5-10 years. And I'm really proud of it. I think it's a real statement and of intent of where we're heading. And the inspiration. I mean, from the start back in 2020 when we built the brand and kind of set out, it was always meant to be function first, product first. Timeless kind of cuts and fashions, and not that we went too far away from that, but we had a lot of products and a lot of drops and stuff. And I feel like it was a nice point of us now to realign with that initial vision and really kind of double down on it. So that's what the legacy really is doing. And I feel like the customer feedback we've had so far has been unanimous, and really proud of obviously where we're going to kick on from now.
I feel like I would describe you as an OG when it comes to the Instagram, building a brand, using social media, and then sort of around that, we won't say the C word that happened, because I don't want YouTube to sort of take us, rank us down. I think it does that.
Does it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
So you kind of don't want to say the word, but we'll call you an OG when it comes to the social media and world of golf fashion, building a brand. And I feel like you're one of those people who would give us an honest answer and actually give us more of an insight into that world of building a brand than other people. This is a long lead up to a question of, you've been through some personal stuff the last few years, a lot of business stuff the last few years of going from like changing manufacturing and that sort of thing. Give us a bit of an insight. Start on the manufacturing side of going into as much detail as you want to and you can, but how that's changed for you and the brand over the last 18 months.
Yeah, so it wouldn't take a rocket scientist to work out that I'm coming from a clothing background. My dad actually founded a brand back in 2005 called Pro Skins, and we were a sportswear brand, supplying base layers really. So I've come from that background, and through those years, we then had a factory, and that's where all of my products were made. Unfortunately, my dad he's been ill for a while, but he became really badly ill, and that business had to basically go. So in line with that, then my manufacturer also went. So we've gone from having so much flexibility in-house to what we can do, and real, a real knowledge on how to do things, and kind of not cut corners is the wrong word, but be clever in how I could utilise fabrics to widen our selection really, and with that now not being available to us, then we've had to really condense what we do and make sure it's 100% right before we obviously then have to put invest the cash behind the stock. So that's why it's taken a little bit longer, but equally my qualities and my expertise is really in the sales and marketing side. So what it's allowed me to do is really focus 80-90% of my time on that, And then I have obviously worked with the factories and kind of got these guys now on board, and we've done all the testing and sample runs and pre-production samples and everything as you should do. But now I put the order in and it gets delivered. So I'm not so hands-on, which has allowed me a lot more time to kind of do other things within the business.
How difficult was it finding the right supplier for taking the business in the direction that you want Eagle Apparel to go in?
Yeah.
You obviously had all the control in the world when you looked after manufacturing in-house. How tough was it to find that new supplier that was going to deliver you the products and to the standard that you want them as well?
It's difficult, and to an untrained eye, you can and without knowledge and experience, you can waste a whole lot of money and a whole lot of time, going down the wrong avenue, not asking the right questions, being able to, it's great now with the world of the internet. You can find factories a lot, but there's a lot of guys out there that are quite happy to pull wool over your eyes and talk to you in a language that you possibly don't understand if you weren't to know. So it is difficult to the point where we've got multiple different factories making multiple different items for us. So some of our factories only make one specific product for us, and another factory might make a couple. So it's that product specific where you don't even have one factory you're dealing with. You're dealing with multiple to make sure you've got the right one. So that's it.
Yeah, that's mad. That thought had never crossed my mind that you might be using different. I just would have thought, well, there's one. We just find one manufacturer that does it all and sweet. But I suppose, if you want the product to be as you want it, then there must be some suppliers that do a good job at that.
Yeah. And
then other suppliers that don't, I suppose, which is.
Yeah, and then basically, you've got to then try and make it look like it is the same supplier, because sometimes, the logo variation you might use is different. So it's the intricacies there to make it so if somebody has got, for example, a polo shirt and a hoodie, for example, that they don't know that it's from a different, because you could have your logo on it, but if it's a different size or a different,
that's a good thing, I suppose, about the fact that I didn't know, and I feel like I might look at things with a little bit more of a fine-tooth comb than most. And for me not to notice that the garments would have been made in different places, I think that's testament to your ability to make sure that the people that you're working with to create the products you want look the same.
Yeah, exactly.
New collection. It's my favourite collection that I think Eagle Apparel have done. Not to say that I think my favourite piece is still the hoodie that you made me, but that's for another time. That's a hoodie that's still very near and dear to my heart. But golf wise, this is the polo shirts especially. Like, I am just a huge fan of the fit, the fabrics. What's a favourite piece from the new Legacy collection? Let's go with what's your favourite piece, and then what's sold really well, and then maybe what's something that surprised you.
Right, yeah. So favourite piece is difficult, really, because I obviously like it all, hence why I've made it all.
Yeah, I get
think that. This shirt that I've actually got on now is a close, has a special place in my heart, really. I spoke about my dad earlier, but my dad passed away earlier this year, and he actually, one of the last things we really did together in November of last year, we were going through these samples and going through the collection and what I should do. And this is a colour and a shirt that he'd wear. So I think I'd probably say this shirt's probably my favourite.
That's a great reason.
And what was the other questions?
Something surprised you. What surprised you? Maybe sales wise, and maybe. Yeah. It can be in the positive, and it can be something that you thought might be better than it has, or vice versa.
Yeah, the pink polo shirt that you've got on has surprised me. The polo shirts have all sold equally well across, and that's something that surprised me.
Yeah, that's rare.
Because you normally would find one leader and then one behind, and I thought that often when I'm doing collections, you often have a statement piece that isn't going to sell as well, but without it, your other products don't sell as well. So, you've got to have something in there that gauges interest. My dad always used to say this analogy, but it's so true. Paul Smith we'll have a suit on the front page of a magazine, and it'll be an outlandish suit, and you go in their shop and they'll have one of them and the rest of them are navy and black. But without that one suit, then you would never go in the shop and you'd never then buy your navy and black. And the amount of times that kind of happens within fashion, where you're drawn to something or a brand, but then you go for the safer option. So I always feel you have to have that, and this pink piece was the one for me where I think it adds that splash of colour, it ties everything together, but I'm almost residing to the fact that that might not sell as well, but without that, the other products don't sell as well. But I've been surprised at how equally they all have sold, so I think that's probably my answer there.
What is something that someone that might not have shopped with you before, what is something that you offer customers that people might not know about? I'm leading you down to say something here, because I think it's important that people know, because there are other brands that do this, but I think it's something that is key nowadays for brands to be able to offer a layer of customization to products. What's that for Eagle Apparel?
Yeah, so I've come from a sporting background, and one of the key products for me when I was creating a brand was trousers, and allowing a trouser that is fits the majority of people. And we brought our trouser out, and it's been one of our it's been the best-selling product for a number of years. But what we found was we were getting people wanting shorter leg, longer leg, and if you were to stock every different leg, then all of a sudden your stock is just through the roof. So what we actually do is we tailor them to your size. So last year we were offering 4 different leg lengths, but we do it all in house. So we actually do it by inch now. So you can come onto our website, pick your trouser, pick your waist, and then select your leg length. And that goes from 26-inch leg all the way to 36. So there's 10 different leg lengths that you can pick on there. We do also do kind of personalisation in terms of golf days, or networking groups, or teams or whatever. So we can offer those, and we can also do quite low minimum orders for specific products on those as well. So if you wanted a specific shirt, we have pretty low minimum orders of like 50 that we can do that. So if you wanted something that's not on our range, but you wanted it really customised, custom colour or whatever, then we can do it as low as 50 units, which is quite rare. Not many brands would offer that. Yeah,
absolutely. With regards to, I know you've got stuff in the pipeline. You shared a little bit for me. Is there something that you can share to anyone watching this, that stuff that might be coming?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, depends on when this comes out, but in the
I'll try my best to get it done ASAP. I'll try.
In the next few weeks from now, we've got another couple of polo shirts coming through to hit the summer season. So we've got the pink. Like I said, it surprised me a little bit. So we've got another variation of polo that involves the pink. And then also just trying to roll out staples really that will continue our range throughout. So we've got just a plain white polo shirt coming through, and then the performance hoodies have sold fantastically well. Obviously, the other item in the range for the top half is the fleece. I mean, we've just having a roasting summer like nobody's.
It's been good, isn't it? The weather has been good. It's not been fleece weather.
No. So I'm not surprised at all that people aren't opting for that. So, but a couple of people were asking, have you got a more of a performance like zip top? So we've got a couple of those coming through in a navy and a sky, so 2 different colourways. So again, what we're trying to do is, and we've always tried to do this, but have something that is obviously has style to it, but is also quite timeless and doesn't have too many accent colours that can clash. So I often, when I'm shopping for things, make sure that the products that I'm buying are versatile. So if I have a pink stripe through it, then it all eliminates wearing it with potentially an orange or a purple or something like that. So again, the colours that we've got coming through complement that kind of styling as well.
There's a lot of businesses that the owner, founder of the company might set all these bits up and then go sit back and just kind of watch it all happen, watch the sales come in, have someone handle social media, have someone do all of that. Give us an insight into sort of a day in your life with the brand, because I know I know how heavily you are involved, but yeah, give us an insight of what that day-to-day looks like for you.
Yeah, so obviously when we had my dad's company, I was still full-time working with there as well, and we had a bit of a relationship where I could dip in some of the skills, the web designer or whatever. I pretty much have controlled everything from the start, but I had a little bit more time there. But now that business has kind of gone, and I literally do everything. So I've built the website, I do the social media, so everything that is involved with the brand.
And you do the tailoring.
I do the tailoring.
You do the tailoring.
Yeah.
I think it's just something that's an element of, you're building a great brand, and you're building a brand that's I feel like is very much you.
Yeah.
And that comes through with the way that you interact social media and the work that you do there, and how approachable you are for everyone. And I just think it's such a cool thing that not many people might see the Eagle Apparel Instagram account and then go onto the website, and they might shop, they might buy, and they might love the product. But for me, what I want to give people a deeper knowledge of it is just, it's all you doing it.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
Which I think is, but I think that's like, it's rare to have now where it's a business that's so, Eagle Apparel it's like, use Lululemon for his example. It's like, no one really knows who the CEO is. No one knows who's doing the design, unless you're really geeking out about the brand and you have the want to go and research and find out who all those people are. But I think to have you as the one who is replying to comments, replying to DMs, tailoring trousers, coming up with designs, sourcing where you're going to make the products now and the different manufacturing places it blows my mind a little bit just how involved you are from that side. How long do you think that will, how much do you need to scale for it to get to a stage where you might start to take on other help?
We're certainly at that point now, really, where it's kind of I've got to get some help, just because to do things to the quality that we want to do, jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. I think I do a fairly good job of everything, but just being able to kind of hand things over and to be able to have that expansion, really. But what I don't ever want to lose is that feel, and I feel like where I want to sit really is, we offer a really premium product at a good price. It's not the cheapest you'll ever find, but equally I feel like you can put our products, particularly now, against some brands out there that are charging £100, £120 a polo shirt, £150 a hoodie, and I feel that will sit next to them. And I've even had a couple of people saying, "Oh, is that such brand?" And I'm like, "Oh no, it's my new product." And they're like, "Oh wow, I didn't even," to the naked eye, you can't really see.
I've had a lot of that with when I've worn the few polo shirts so far when I've been out playing, and post on social media and see the shirt, people asking where it's from, assuming that it might be a Peter Millar, it might be a whoever else.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, it's go and shop. It's Eagle Apparel.
Exactly. So I kind of we've got that fantastic product that could sit alongside anything, but I never want to lose that personality of us being. I kind of say it to people jokingly, but a brand of the people kind of thing. So a really personable and serious brand, yes, but we have fun, and we play the sport because we're sportsmen and we want to do well, but equally enjoy it. And that kind of relaxed feel. I feel like some brands, and within golf, you can often get a little bit of snobbery, or you feel like you look down on in certain ways. And I want people to be proud to wear Eagle, but equally feel part of a community rather than just another customer.
I think you've done a good job of that with just how the brand's been from the start with regards to the social media, and getting involved with, certainly with my socials of coming on and doing a live, and you're always replying, you're always getting in the messages and that sort of stuff. I just think that's for me, that's something that's so important and you have the unique ability to do that because you are face of the brand, and a lot of people are buying Eagle because the quality's great, the products look good, but they also like you as well, and have really bought into you. And I think that's such a unique thing to find nowadays in business, and the longer you can keep that up, the better. But obviously, it's tough for you to do that and do everything all the time. It's time consuming.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, as kind of businesses grow, they can often lose that initial identity. And I think I'm very mindful at this stage now. I spoke to you before about, you know, doing a longer term plan where the brand's heading and what we're doing. And integral in that business plan is, you know, ethos and company ethos and having that. And I think it's funny you should say about kind of being a bit more like a face. You know, initially when you set up the brand, you know, you've got no budget. You know, I set this brand up with 500 quid, and I built it from there.
Yeah.
So I had no investment, obviously skill, know-how, and accessibility to a factory, which, you know, helps massively. But I had kind of no budget. I can't remember what I was going on to here. What was I saying?
You talk about your 5-year plan.
Oh, 5-year, ethos.
Because I was going to ask you about the 5-year plan and ethos, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So you know, it's really integral that we have that company ethos. But a few years ago, I kind of went away from having my face on things as much and being as involved. And I did see a slow decline in kind of sales, and my regular customers weren't coming back so much. And then I kind of went back to it, you know, recently, but also kind of last year, and all of a sudden these faces come back. So I feel like it does have some value to kind of be there. And also for me, you mentioned before about, do I get much feedback from people? You know, it's integral that I speak to people to know why the issues, because sometimes people don't want to hurt your feelings, or they don't want to say something bad, but they just suffer in silence almost, and then they never shop with you again.
Yeah.
So having that feedback and that interaction with customers is integral for me to know what to design next, know why some people bought something, why they maybe wouldn't buy again, what to change. And sometimes you can get down a little bit of a rabbit hole because some people might like that thing that somebody else doesn't buy. So it's knowing kind of where to go with it, and you know, whether it's a new product or is it a change and things like that. So it can offer some confusion, but that's a skill in kind of working out what to take on board and what not to.
You mentioned plan. We briefly sort of discussed off camera 5-year plan. I'm going to go a little bit further than that, and I say year 2035, 10 years from now, like, where is Eagle for you in that time? Like, what do you want the brand to be and look like, and how's that look?
Yeah, I kind of, from the start, I wanted the brand to be a household name within golf, and I think, you know, you could push out into a bit of lifestyle in there as well. But certainly by, you know, in 10 years' time, I want, you know, every golfer in the UK to at least know who we are. We're not going to be for everybody, you know, some people might like something else, but what I think we always want to do a good job of is, your 18-year-old golfer could wear it, but equally his granddad could wear it. And, you know, although it's a fun and young branding as such, it's not exclusive to a certain demographic. So I feel like we want to be known by everybody, really, and there'll be products that anybody could wear, whether they're you know, a young golfer or kind of a more mature golfer.
Awesome, cool, mate. I think taking up enough of your time, we're going to go have a game of golf.
Yeah,
and
days.
Man, I appreciate you taking the time, sitting down, making some great product.
Yeah, thank you.
And
also appreciate everything you do, mate. It's you know, we've been, like you said it before, OGs on kind of Instagram, you know, pre 2020, and it's been one hell of a journey for you as well. You know, you've had some changes over the last few years. So
it's been cool fun, man. It's been fun. It's nice to sit down, and we don't get to do this too often. You and I sit down and have a chat and have a coffee and play some golf. So it's nice. And again, like, I know you've been through a lot personally, business wise. It's good to see the brand doing the same great stuff. So yeah, it's
awesome.
It's very cool.
Thanks, mate.
Appreciate it.
Cool.
Let's go and have a game of golf.
Wicked.
Come on.
Thanks.
Oh.